What is up, my veggies? My name is VTR, and yes, I am sitting outside. I actually sometimes used to sit out here, right over here, with this deep freeze that my phone is sitting on. I was out here, and I recorded a few reactions, and I think 1 or 2 movie reviews out here. So, a little bit of a throwback for me. For you guys, the reason why you may not have known this was outside, but because of this light right here is perfect lighting. Not the best light, but it's good lighting. Not when my hands are up though, because my hand looks like a ghost. Okay, so welcome back to another movie review, and yes, we're taking a break from Scooby-Doo again. I'm liking putting a little extra ones in here, here and there, because of the fact that a lot of people don't like the Scooby. I've noticed people don't like the Scooby-Doo reviews. A lot of you guys have been eating up the Scooby-Doo reviews though. They've been getting pretty decent views. So I thought, why not do it? I wonder why I'm not going outside. Because my house is just right over there, and you can't see where I'm pointing, but I'm sleeping over at my sister's house, which is right here, which you guys know if you see my vlogs and things like that. And I'm just sleeping over here tonight, and I wanted to record a review, and my nephew's in there, so I don't have to explain myself. Today we're reviewing, though, Nightmare on Elm Street. We'll get to that series eventually. The Final Destination 5. It's the only one I haven't reviewed, which I was reviewing this whole series back then. I don't know why I never got around to reviewing Final Destination 5. I guess I really don't know. But I think I've got the movie pretty down pat. And this is probably one of the best ones of that franchise. Because of the fact that I'm going to give this huge spoiler here in a little bit. Not now, I'll let you guys know before I say it. The fact is, this one does a little bit, it doesn't feel very gimmicky like some of the others did. It didn't feel as over the top as some of the, yeah, obviously there's some CG in here that's not the best. And I believe this one was also filmed in 3D. No. Maybe. Was this one filmed in 3D as well? I don't remember. I don't know. I know 2 of them were filmed in 3D. I don't remember if it was this one or I don't know if this one was one that I don't remember. It's been a little while since I watched it, but this one does some unique things for the franchise with it. Kind of like not really acknowledging most of the other movies, which some of them kind of did, but it's obviously is. You would probably think this movie is a full-on reboot throughout the movie does feel like that, because like each movie has kind of had a mention of at least the plane crash the plane explosion from the first movie, at least once, at least one, whatever. Movies have at least mentioned those in them, and this one doesn't acknowledge it for some reason. Now, I'll get into more about that later, and that's not a complaint either. It's just the fact that they just didn't acknowledge it. And it's a little weird. The characters in this, actually are some likable characters. There's also some ones that are just here to be killed. But a lot of them are pretty interesting characters, and a lot of the, I guess you could say, Rube Goldberg type style kills are really interesting in this one. And the Vision segment is not the strongest, but definitely better than freaking NASCAR. Bridge collapsing and everything. It's really interesting. And so at this point we've had plane explosion, traffic jam, or traffic accident, roller coaster, roller coaster, NASCAR, and now bridge collapse. And you like most of the characters, and some of these people's decisions in these movies feel realistic, and like that that would be going through their heads. And like, it's really interesting what comes up to some of these characters' minds, and I'm like, really? I'm like, that's how you're seeing this right now? That's interesting. And I'm sitting there while watching this movie thinking, they did that. I'm surprised by some of that. And this movie actually takes itself a little more seriously than some of the others did. Like, some of them just, like, legit just stopped taking themselves seriously at all. And just... But this one, it takes itself pretty seriously, and the moments of this movie are done pretty darn well. And just the fact that this is just a fun... Not fun, really just good, great ensemble. Now, don't get me wrong, this movie does have its moments. There's some characters you do not like. I think there's, like, 2 where I really didn't like. And a lot of the characters don't feel... You kind of do feel some sympathy for them, and some of the situations are situations you think about. Some of them, in the past of the movie, they're not situations you've thought about, like, oh, that could happen to me, or something. Like, this one actually has some situations that are kind of realistic. Kind of. Notice I said kind of. There are a few scenes here and there that aren't. This movie does take some creative liberties, though, and does bring the franchise back to a more, I guess you could say, grounded note, I guess you could say. Or, I don't know, just a more interesting note, I guess you could say. The fact that this one just does some more interesting things, I guess. Now, it's the fact that the movie isn't perfect. But the fact is, I don't think there's much that could bring this movie down compared to some of the other ones. Obviously, this one has a lot better scenes and not as much hateable characters. Because I can promise you, I know the Final Destination 3 and the Final Destination had some horrible characters. I could tell you the Final Destination had some of the worst characters in the whole franchise. Why not just call it Final Destination 4, bruh? Like, I still have that problem. You would think that would be a reboot name. Getting back to that point, that this movie does feel like it's going for a whole reboot route until we get to the end of the movie. Spoilers, it's actually a full-on prequel to the entire franchise because the people that were in that bridge collapse get on the plane from the beginning, and the thing is that was death trying to, I guess you could say, death trying to get the people that were supposed to die in that plane crash, the one guy, and started a whole another chain. Now, once again, it's a good way for them to tie to the first one because that makes Final Destination 1, 2, and 5 feel like they belong together. But then Final Destination 1, Final Destination 4, 3, and the Final Destination really don't go together as well. But this one does have a lot of works what it has and does some interesting liberties. And just takes some risks, I guess you could say, especially with that whole it being a prequel route, which I thought was really interesting, and this one probably is one of the better of the franchise. Obviously, I don't know which one of these is my favorite movie. This is up there, but I do have a soft spot for some of the moments in some of the other movies. I think this is the one that has the gymnastics scene. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one has the gymnastics scene, and it's bad. Like, that one's brutal. Like, I'm not, like, that was, like, the whole time I'm watching that one, I'm sitting there like, ugh. No, none of the movies really have made me go, ugh, okay, beetle. I don't know if you guys saw that, it was a beetle. But, like, the whole movie, I'm sitting there like, with that one scene. My rating? I think I'll give it a 4 out of 5, I guess. I don't know what else to give this one. I don't think it deserves any lower, or I don't think it's a flawless film, so it definitely doesn't get a 4, 5. And I just had fun with this one. This one was a good reboot with the franchise. It's good to review a horror movie again, because it's been a little while since we reviewed one. I do want to start the Friday the 13th series soon, because I like having the one-off reviews. I like to have a continuous series of movies to be reviewing at once. And I finally roped this one off. We still have to finish Scooby-Doo, obviously. But I like a consistent series to be going on. And I know I have I don't know why I did that. I know we have the Disney Channel movies that I'm still going to be reviewing, and I also have the Tanner's Picks, the movies he wants me to review on the spinning wheel. But both of those things aren't their own collection of movies. And I do want to go back and watch Raiders of the Lost Ark because that's the one I had to watch for Tanner. So I'm going to get around to that very, very soon because I just do get that very soon because... Wait, was the last horror movie I reviewed Birdemic? Wasn't the last horror movie I reviewed? No, it can't be. I don't think so. Whatever. Just don't want to remember that movie. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!